Today, I'll be taking you through step-by-step retouching tutorial on how you will retouch this image. Let's say that this is the image you want to work with. How will you go about it? Okay, so I myself, I do not even know where the image is going to go to, or we'll just have to start. So as we're going, we'll developing it, we'll see things we need to do and areas we need to adjust. Then we'll see how it goes. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do definitely is to crop the picture 5x4 definitely. So I'm going to place her in my thoughts. I'm going to place her in the thoughts. So I'm going to have the rule of thought in action here. So having done that, I'm going to need to stretch this out a little, then put her back into the center of the thoughts. So the line is going to slash out like that. So that when you look at the image, it's going to have a lot of balance. So you might want to only your content aware or just crop straight up. So let's do that straight up. Then go to your marquee tool. You can stretch by pressing Ctrl T, but something else you can do to retain your pixels and your texture is you can go to your edit, go to content aware scale. So this is different from using Ctrl T and drag. This will make sure that all the pixels in the image is retained at least to a great number. Press OK. So the next thing we need to do is to take care of this C stand over here. So I'm just going to select it like this. Going to select it like this. Right click and go to content aware field. Or just go to field. We wouldn't want to go to that and go to content aware. This should be able to do the job. Should be able to do the job. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so let's wait for it. Process. And that is it. It's done. Although it's leaving some artifacts, so we can just use our patch tool and take care of that. This, or maybe pick up the clone stamp and fill here up like that. And okay, so having done that, you can decide to take care of these areas as well. And decide to take care of them as well, just immediately. Take your time to make sure that you are doing everything perfectly, not messing the whole story up. So if you notice I'm avoiding this line, because I wouldn't want to spoil that transition. But of course, later we're going to work on it, but I wouldn't want to spoil it yet. So I'm just looking for where to pick up the line, work on stuffs like that. Nice. All right, so with the same thing over here. Okay, so having fixed that, let's start working on one or two things. Okay, so I think I need to do a little stretching over here as well. So let's pick it up. Ctrl T will work this time around because I want to lose this area. I'm going to stretch it out like that. Press OK. That was a malfunction. So we'll go back, Ctrl T. Stretch like that. Nice. Press OK. And we're good to go. All right, so let's look at our blemishes. So you need to zoom in on your image and take care of blemishes. I'm going to first of all use my spot healing. Take care of the ones that are very obvious to my eyes. I'm going to show you a quick trick on how you can locate these blemishes so easily. On how you can locate these blemishes so easily. Just a quick tip. You might have been aware of it, or maybe it's the first time you're hearing it, but trust me, it's going to help. Okay, so looking at the image now, we're not seeing a lot of blemishes. But once you create a black and white adjustment layer for it and drag the reds down a little, that it's going to, one thing it's going to do is that it's going to add contrast to the blemishes, and that will make them stand out. That will make them stand out. And by doing that, we can now be able to take care. Stop. Can now be able to take care of. So you can go here to duplicate here again. And zoom in to look at your image one more time. So we are noticing a lot of blemishes that we couldn't see normally with our eyes. And that is the one, those are the ones we'll be taking care of now. Yes. I implore you to take your time in this level or at this level. At this level of taking care of your blemishes, take your time and get it perfectly done. As much as you can, get it perfectly done. Because it's going to affect the overall look of your image at the end of the day. Of course, you can still take care of that in your frequency separation, but it's more advisable to do it at this level. So you just know that you're done with that one. Just know that you are done with that one. Okay, so let's go to the body, see if we have something we need to take care of. Okay, so this one is what we use patch tool to do. You can just fix here. If you don't like that, go to the arm and all of that. Okay, so I think we've taken care of the necessary things we need to take care of. Fix so the light oil. So the body will do the same thing. All right. Excuse me. Okay, so we are done with the blemishes. The next thing we'll do right now is our frequency separation. So I'm deleting the black and white layer. I'm deleting the black and white layer to see what. So this is the image before, after. Subtle changes you may not even notice, but they are there. And this is what determines how well your image is going to come out later. We can decide to go through the frequency separation right now, but just remember one more process we need to do for the frequency separation, and that's the liquify. So I'm going to create one more layer, convert it to smart object, so I can always access it when I'm even done with the liquify. Before we move over to the retouching pop, go to your filter, go to liquify, open it up. So here you get the flexibility to take care of the shapes and dimension of either the body or the face, any part of the image you want to take care of. Get the flexibility to take care of them. And that is what we are doing right here. Okay, so I'm looking at the hair now. I'm noticing that the curve here is not perfectly done. So I'm going to use my push left to make sure your density and your pressure is quite low so that you'll be able to manually control what you do. I'm just going to tap here a little like this. I think it's still too high. Just very low density and pressure so that when you go through it, it wouldn't push things too far. So you can be able to know when to stop. This. Just to create that round shape over the hair. Gives you a very neat cut out. See, I like that. So when this area. Okay, so we'll create a new layer. Create a new layer. Make sure you convert smart object so it allows you go back and readjust the filters in case there are stuff you do not like. So I'll go to my filter, go to liquify, and make some shape adjustments. All right, so I'm going to zoom in very closely to this. I'm going to zoom in very closely to our forehead, maybe like Ctrl+, yeah, that works. Then reduce your brush size. Definitely, I'm using the push left tool, but I want to make a little adjustment to the shape of just at the front over there. So make sure your density and pressure is quite low. Then just move the hair edge like this, just like this. So you can get a very sharp, seamless shape. So this one doesn't really need a lot of work there. But if you have images that the front line of the hair is not so defined, this is the technique that can allow you bring out a very defined edge there. Okay, so let's look at the just people. This is before, this is after. Just little adjustment, and we're already having a very sharp edge. So if I push that a little more, it's going to keep pushing it out like that. So I don't want to push it a lot because she already has a nice haircut. So we don't want to do so much to the hair. So you can equally look at the lips. If the lips is not properly in shape, this is where you make that adjustment. So I'm noticing that the shape of the eyebrow over here is different from that of this one. So I'm going to shift this, just make it to see how much it can come close to this. So I'm going to drag like this, just to push this edge up, this area, push it up like this. Okay, so we try covering now. Okay, so can you bother push here up a little? Okay, so you can zoom out, look at the body shape. If you feel there is an adjustment you need to make. So I'm noticing that she have a very nice curvy arm here, but this one here doesn't really curve. So what we will do quickly is to create our thoughts. We'll just create, either we'll create the arm to have similar curve, or we'll reduce curve. So I think I like the curve. So I'm just going to create more curves for our arm. So as you're creating it, you're definitely looking at the original one. Make sure you don't come too much. Okay, so let's zoom out and see what we'll have. And so it's looking close. So this is before, this is after, before, after. So we can just make a little more right. Yep, like that. And here. Okay, so we'll zoom out to look at it. Make sure it's not looking weird. Make sure it's not looking weird. That's why I like zooming out most of the time when I'm working on the body shapes, so I can make sure I'm maintaining a very realistic. Okay, so I think that's cool. Why around that? Okay, so even if we have any other adjustment I want to make, I've made that later. But for now, we are good with this. So press OK. So this is before look by, after look by, before by, after by. So I'm noticing a little change. So I'm going to go back. So over here. So there's a curve that I need to introduce. There's it. So I can have the same seamless. So press OK. We are good. Nice. So I'm going to match this whole layer together so I can go into retouching properly. So I'll press this. Okay, so one more thing I would love you to do is to extend this foil on the floor, or the reflective surface, to cover this whole place. So to do that, you can just select here. Yeah, like this. Go to your edit, go to content aware scale. Very important to use that one, so you can have something that looks like what is already there. Press OK, then do one more, but now you don't get to the edge. Just pick this area that needs little more adjustment, in the center. Yes. Okay, so from here you can now use your clone star and fill it up. So if you think the arm in the reflection, the finger in the reflection is too weird, then of course clean that up. Good. So let's zoom in on the image. Now we'll do our frequency separation. How do you do that? Go to your layer, to your Via Gaussian blur, or your 8 bits. If you're using an older version of Photoshop, of Retouch Academy. If you're using an older version of Retouch Academy, what you'll be seeing is 8 bits and 16 bits. So select the one that suits your image. So the image is a 16-bit image. So the frequency separation in the later version just has 8 16-bit and 8-bit compressed in one. But if you're using older version, you're going to notice it's separated. So the image is 16-bit. How do I know? Look at it over here, 16. You can even go to image, go to mode, and you will see it's 16. Okay, so that's one of the ways you can know. Then know the one to pick. But this one, I'll just go to my Via Gaussian blur. So I'm going to leave it at 6. 6 is a nice place because I'm already losing all the skin textures at 6. I'm already losing all the skin textures at 6. Press OK, and it runs down for you. So the next thing you would do is to pick up your mixer tool. Make sure you are on the empty layer, the history layer, correcting tones, and make sure that your sample all layers is on. Sample all layers is on. Once you have that going, start painting. You can do one more thing, introduce a black and white adjustment layer so that it will give you a visual guide and separate the highlights, shadows for you so you can see it correctly. And start painting. Excuse me, let's be sure why we clear. Okay, so this is out, not inside the group. The light came into the group. So we'll just go back, remove the painting. This should be outside the group, so it doesn't mix up textures. Wait. So let's try it again. Excuse me, something is wrong with our mixer box. Something is wrong. Okay, let's find what is the problem. Okay, symptoms selected. Let's see if it's working. Something is wrong. This is supposed to be turned on. Okay, so when you turn on your sample all layers, brush right. Alright, so make sure your sample all layers is turned on and select your high frequency layer. So you will have all the textures gone and you'll be looking at just two. Now, one of the main reasons you need to do this is because if you do not do this and you paint directly, it's going to just pull up the textures and it's not going to look good at all. So when you do that, you can now paint over your image. Make sure you follow the shape of the highlights, shadows, not to lose them like that. So it's simple: paint, blend, and polish like this. So paint here, paint here, paint here, make it big. So one stroke per time. Paint, paint, paint. Then you blend. Okay, it's just round. Blend the edges together. Let's see what we've done. Just repeat. Let's go back. So this is before after. Just quickly, and we already have amazing effects going on there. So this is how we're going to throughout the menu. This is how we're going to do it throughout the image. Paint, blend, and polish. Very simple. So paint here, pull it down here, then blend the edges like that. Blend the edges and polish. Come here, do something. So this one. So make sure that the size of your brush per time is in alignment with the size of the place you are working on. Then blend, 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 blend here, blend here, blend here. So this allows you maintain the shape of your image just exactly the same way. This allows you maintain the shape of the image just exactly the same way. So you want to paint here, you have to reduce the brush. Do the same thing here. Then we blend, blend. It's blend. Blend it over here. blend this area together. Let's together. Let's go back and see what we've done. For after, for after. Amazing work already. Let's see. For after, for after. We'll continue just like that. Yeah, so we'll move on. We need to blend this edge together so that shadow and highlight doesn't look entirely out of place. We need to blend them up together like this, just at the edge, not paint things into each other, just blend them in. But see, still keeps and maintains the original dimensions in that particular area. Does that now better. That is the idea. That is the idea. Back zoom out to see what you've done. So come down to the cheek like this. Follow the shape. That's here. It's a bit small. Follow the shape. So many a little. At this place. That's here. Follow the shape. The sides. Good. Yeah. Have a shadow inside here, so put it in. See this one right here. Just paint in into like here with the same. Blend the two X together. And that is too much, so go back. Black. Of course, even if you do not want to go back, you can just use your history eraser tool or your brush eraser and do the erasing. So because we are using an empty layer, the erasing wouldn't need a mask to use it. And just use your eraser tool and get it off. And paint in that particular area. You feel you didn't get it right. Zoom out, make sure you follow the shape right here. Try this area, follow the shape like this. Shape and blend here in. Insert, follow the shape. This area. With the something, blend it in. Just make sure you maintain the shadows, the height. This will allow you to maintain the dimensions in your image and not lose them. So blend share together. We'll look to this area. In. We'll look share. Look at share. That. Same thing with your nose. So have a highlight in the middle here. Paint it in by this area. Follow it that way. This area. Share. The edge here. We can decide to now blend in your perception points. That's also blending at the edge over here as well. Blending at the edge over here as well. So zoom out. Those I feel will roots some more touching. Okay. Yeah. Right here. So let me try making this thumbnail look bigger so I can show you one of the reasons why I'm using an empty layer. So when you're using an empty layer, what it does gives you a shape. Yeah, tells you when you've gone around the face and when you've not gone around. I'm holding my alternate clicked on the eye icon, just accentuates that particular layer. So it shows you whether you've gone around the face. So looking at the image now, we have, excuse me, we've covered almost all the face. And that is the reason why we are doing it that way. Everything. So blending. So blending right here. So blending. And here in as well. Which it's check. Cause the neck area. Set highlights here. Sharpen here. Shadow just. We need to blend these parts in. Make the two of them look so seamless and still maintaining the dimensions that each of them represents individually. Okay, so we zoom out to see what we've done. So I think I have a little issue with the forehead over here. I'll just blend in stuffs. Yes. Oh yeah, shit. Go back. Let's look at the before and after so far. Oh, what did I keep? What did I turn on? What did I turn up? No. This is so good. Okay, so run our frequency separation, and to do that, just go to your Gaussian block. Very snap with the version, you're going to notice it has 8-bit and 16-bit. So you just choose the one that uh aligns with your image. For this image, we're using 16-bit because we are seeing 16 here. Another way you can find out is go to image, go to mode, and you will see us. It's channel. All right, so press Gaussian blur. I'm using 6 because it takes care of all the textures in the image. The idea of the Gaussian blur is you blur out until all the textures are gone. So at the end of the day, you can have them intact. So I'm using 6, press OK. And after doing that, pick up your mixer brush tool, make sure that your sample layers is selected, and deactivate your high frequency layer so that you can see what you're doing perfectly. Start painting like this. So the idea is follow the dimension on the face, use it just wherever there is shadow, paint that area, wherever there is highlight, paint that area. Do not paint your shadow into your highlight. And another thing you would want to do is to make sure you always maintain the size and shape of that area you are painting. So after painting, next thing you do is to blend in. After painting the two areas, if you have highlight and shadow ideally contrasting each other, what you do is to blend in. So have our highlights in the middle over here, as maybe a mid-tone right here. So it does blend it in at the edge of the intersection. So that is how we do it. One stroke per time. Like that. Just follow the rules and you get a nice result. It's very simple. As our shadow, turn this area, and the highlights down, and blend the 3 or 10 in at the edges. The same thing right here. Maintain the shape. Okay. I'll just right here. Over the shape. Over this one. So we might need to blend the both in. But like this, just paint it in. But make sure you maintain the shapes, the shadow, the highlights. That then blend in the edges just like this lines. So you have a very smooth transition, but still keeping everything perfectly intact. Like this. Do the same thing over here. Are we going like this? So this is how we'll go around the whole image, carefully painting stuff around. So look at the nose, in the shadow. Let's do the same right here. Do the same on the highlights. Okay, so have that blended just a little more at the edges. Here as well. Here as well. So we need to paint here so as to be able to blend them here. So we need a little blending for the edges. The edge where it was. Let's do it to blend stuffs in. Blend stuffs in here as well. Do the same over here with the same. Something there. I just this. Okay, let's do before and after. See what we've done so far. So this is before, this is after, this is before, this is after. Subtle changes, but we're already getting amazing result. So this is how we're going to take it slowly until we'll have it perfectly done. That's nice. Blend stuffs in, polish them, blend stuffs in, polish them. Okay, so good. This area, do the same thing. Blending it in with the shape. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the body. Look at here. Follow the shape just the way it is. A very simple technique. That's the shadow down here. Follow the highlights and blend them in. Blend the both of them in. Blend here in as well. Then paint here separately. I'm going a little bit tone down, little shadow down. Yeah, like that. Follow the screen. This is the front one. This right here, like this. Just keep polishing. So we need to zoom out to see the shapes, to see the body very well, because here we are dealing with a lot of highlights and shadows, and we wouldn't want to mess things up. So we'll have this area. Yeah. So there's a shadow here. Follow the shadow. Then here. There's a shadow here. Follow the shadow. Then here. Make sure we maintain the shapes and the dynamics of the body. Very important. Okay. Same thing here. Zoom in a little for different shadow there. Then highlight by the side. One. We'll just blend it in. Yep. Just gradually keep painting it all around. So I think we need a little blending of. So just slowly trim down. We are good. So and something. Let's move to the other one. Okay, let's go towards the neck. I'm noticing a little. Okay, so this is how much we've been able to do before, after, subtle changes here and there, but nothing too extreme. All right, so you can decide to stop there can decide to take it to a notch higher. So one more thing I would like us to do is to take care of some blemishes on our skin, unwanted skin texture. This is the part that might take a lot of time to do. So you will need to spend a lot of time doing this, especially if you are doing a full body portrait. Then if there are other areas, we still need to do frequency separation on using mixer brush tool. We'll probably do that. All right, so we'll go to our high frequency, pick up our clone stamp tool. Then you zoom in very closely, maybe somewhere around here. Yeah, so you can be seeing the effect. And make sure your brush size is very tiny, your clone stamp size is tiny, and gradually start taking care of unwanted skin textures. Make sure you're using a tiny brush, very tiny, so it doesn't leave the stamp on it. Yeah, like that. So just take care of stuff. And the skin over here, take care of it. Okay, well, that's. And one thing you might need to consider is when doing this, make sure you pick skin textures that are close to the one you are taking care of, so it doesn't mess up your whole image, doesn't look, so it wouldn't start looking ununiform. This. Remember that I'm doing this on the texture layer, not on the color layer, because all my textures are already in my high frequency. So if I do this on the color layer, it's not going to have any effect on it. This is how we're going to be doing it until we are done. Let's make sure we are still recording all right. Sorry, let's confirm that. Sorry. Okay. With that area, let's check before, after. Nice, nice, nice. So I think I'm having a little sharp edge here. Take care of that as well. Cover skin texture here. Take care of that as well. Split the one over the lips. This is wrong, so we'll do Ctrl C. Come again. Our brush became too big for All right. So we'll do the same over here. Just to make sure we get a uniform look. And we'll still need to adjust her lip size, either to make this curved like this or to make this straighten out like this. We'll still do that later. We missed that one when we were doing our lookify. So we'll come back to it later. With this, gradually take care of stuff. Take care of reality over here. The color, so I might need to zoom in closely to take care of this area. I need to use our patch tool over here. Find a matching skin tone. Okay, take care of this one. All right. Back to our clone stamp. Might also want to use your black and white layer. I want to use black and white, take it to the topmost. Yeah, push it down a little. So, but if you are using this one, make sure that your clone stamp is set to current layer or current and below. Any of them should do the job, but make sure it's set to current and below or current layer. Because if you do select all sample from all layers, it's going to equally sample from black and white. We'll try current layer. Let's see. Okay, so it's strictly current layer because we are sampling from the textures. So make sure you change it to current layer so it can allow you see some skin textures that you may not see on a normal with your normal eye. So I wasn't seeing all of this before, but now I can see them clearly because I am using black and white. And make sure time over time you deactivate your black and white to see the overall effect on your image, because sometimes it might start looking weird, especially if you start doing if you start picking up your skin areas you do not need to pick up. Okay, I think we're still good. Okay, and we are good here. Go to the forehead. Like this, just gradually be doing it. This takes a lot of time if you want to get an excellent result. Trust me, it takes a lot of time, but it gives an absolute beautiful result. Gives an absolute beautiful result. Yeah, this area. Sometimes you might need to leave the image, go do something else, so that when you come back, you look at it from a different eye altogether. That helps you see some things you couldn't see the first time you were working on it. That was a free tip. All right, I think we're going to stop here for the purpose of the video so it doesn't get too long. But this is the secret to high-end retouching. If you can take out your time and make sure you get this right, your jobs will always look seamless and beautiful. So come to the body. I'll make it a little bigger here. So we'll cover a lot of skin areas at the same time. Okay, we'll have that fixed. We'll have this fixed. We'll have that fixed. By this area. All that fixed. Got this area. Fix it as well. As you see here. Fix that. I can see in another area here. Okay, got here. Yeah. It's Just gradually make sure you get it right. All these irregular skin textures here and there. Take the leg, because I think we need to do a little frequency separation on the leg. So let's remove the black and white. Okay, so this is our image. This is our image. This is before, it's after, before, after, before, after. Let me zoom in on the face. Yeah. This is before, this is after, before, after. Very close to perfection. So pick up our mixer brush to one more time. So this time around, we are painting the leg and the body. We missed those areas initially. Okay, so come back, the same procedure. Same procedure. Like that. No wonder. I didn't select my sample or layers, so it wasn't affecting anything. I was actually wondering what was going on till I checked. So make sure your sample or layers is always on, always on, always on. Whenever you are doing this procedure, make sure it's always on. Unless you are not using this particular style, but if this is the style you want to use and retouch, you have to on it. If you don't on it, you will not see any effect on what you are doing. Blend here in like that. Blend this edge in. Blend here in. Okay, so look at these highlights over here. Do that. Blend it in like this. Don't paint in, just blend in. Yeah. So look at this area. Take your brush size down. Work on that area separately. That's okay. Go back to the other leg. Do same thing. Okay, we'll go like this. Okay, so once you are done, and now zoom out, look at what you've done overall. We are, of course, deleting the black and white so it doesn't affect us. All right, so this is our frequency separation before and after. So the next thing we'll be looking at now is to do our dodging and burning. Very important. So if you notice one particular thing, we tried as much as we can to maintain every single shape in the image. Excuse me, let me take this up. Okay, so we tried as much as we can to maintain every single shape, every light, every hard. Look at this one, we didn't remove it. It was intentional. It adds to the beauty of the whole image. Look at the leg. Look at the reflections on the body. We did not tamper with it. Look at the way the light is falling on her. Originally, look at the way it's falling after frequency separation. That is the beauty of frequency separation and beauty retouch. Okay, so I just noticed one more thing I think I need to fix, and that is this arm over here. This arm over here. So I'm going to use my clone style and take care of that as well. Like this. Like this. So I just wanted to take care of it. So I think that one goes into the color layer. Let's see. That's spoiling the whole thing. Okay, so see what you can do. You can actually paint into that place. Take an empty layer, pick up your brush. Okay, my brush is already in 5. I think that will work. And just paint her skin color into that area like that. Beautiful. Just to match it. Okay, so this is before. This is after. Quickly. So you can equally use this to go around the image and, paint into areas that you think the colors are not perfectly matching. Yeah, like that. So I think this is bending a little. Just to make sure you have a uniform color. Although I will still show you how you can match your skin tone to have uniform color in your skin tone before we even start doing much. Okay, so I think we missed this area when we were doing our frequency separation. So we'll go back and fix it quickly. Those next areas, we missed it. So we may not need to really bother about shadows and highlights here because they are majorly a flat color area. So we can just run our mixer brush over it quickly. So we'll have double shades of lightening in this area. So we equally respect that as we are painting. Like this area, like that. Show up here. Got the shade. So that do the same here. Right here, this area. Just subtly affect those shades. And you are good to go. All right, so fix that quickly. Now let's do our dodging and burning. So I'm going to close the group like this, before and after. And I'm going to play my dodging and burning action. I'm using the curves. You can decide to uncheck your frequency separation so you can see exactly what you are doing perfectly. If you feel like the visual aid is not strong enough for you, you can actually delete the visual aid and use black and white to equally give you a very nice visibility through your highlights and your shadows. So I'm going to first of all do my dodging. Pick up my brush. Make sure my brush my brush is in 2 or 1. But the secret of this one is to make sure you do not paint too much. So, excuse me, you can double click on the logo of the course to see exactly the setting that they did. If you are not seeing it, you can go to Windows and go to Properties, and it will show up. So me, I like to work with screen. I love working with screen. Let me remove the visual aid, show you something. So if you press Ctrl I, it will reverse whatever they did. So this is the dodging and board. This is the dodge in screen. This is the dodge in normal. You see? So for this image, we'll be using the normal. But if you are setting it yourself, I would advise you do your screen or you do normal. Just that the screen makes it a lot brighter. So you have to be very careful on how you paint. All right, so press Ctrl I, and it's inverts. And we'll start painting over here. Excuse me. All right, so we'll start painting. Let's zoom in our image. Okay. So still the same rule. Follow the highlights, follow the shadows, and you will get a very nice dodging and burning. So just make sure you do not paint too much. Make sure you do not paint too much so it doesn't start looking weird. So look at the face and zoom in a little. At the area, look at the highlights. At these areas, do the same over here. Follow the shape like that. Make sure you do not do too much before, after. Already seeing the changes like that. So I'm seeing a little highlight over here. Okay, same thing. Seeing a little one. So see this one, we can make this a bit strong because the highlight there is stronger as well. Those make it shine a little brighter. Move on. Adam kan even man kuche bako jan kuche na live kuche oruro na nke mmeswa. Use the brush side, the brush below a little. Just make the highlights strong like that. Nice. Look at that. Yeah. Well, good. Hit back to what it was. If it back to truth. Well, sure. Same here. And paint here down. The south end here. I don't think I need to paint here again. It's already shining. I will leave that till the center over. Just pump it up a little so I can just quickly set highlights here. Just here. Where it's perfectly. That. Same thing here. Okay, so we'll zoom out. Let's check before, after, before, after, before, after. I think we need a little lighting in here. Okay, so we zoom out. Let's quickly draw our bone. The same principle, follow your shadows. So bone here, follow it. Same thing over here. Follow your bone. So this is before subtle change. Very tiny effects, but very powerful. Right here, we have a little bone here. A little bone here. Got this one here, this one here. Go back to the nose, do the same thing. So here, better. Go up this one there. On here, retro for this one. Of course, if you do not like the shape of the face originally, you can even use your dodging and burning affects the overall shape of the face. So one thing I love doing is I love doing a circular motion like this, just along the face lines like this. So it just brings everything together and make it look circular like this, just like this. Running a bond just over this. Just my bond like this. We need a little bond for the lips, so just come at the edge, right? Our pose. Sorry, dodging. Supposed to bond. Supposed to bond. Do the same thing over here. This. So I'm seeing a little dodging that I need to do here. So dodge here as well. Dodge here. We bond the center. Okay, so there's a little change we need to make. Well, now after we are done with our dodging and bonding. Okay, so this area after our visual effect, sorry. Okay, so this area, I've been so used to dodging and bonding that most of the times I do not need visual aid. But if you are still struggling with identifying your highlights and shadows, strongly advise you use your visual aid. Like this. Zoom out, see what you are doing. Zoom in a little. Sure you bond these areas. You can increase the flow a little so it can apply faster. One area. This here. Just to make contrast stand out as much as you can. Okay, so let's look at the overall before and after. You are burning. What is it? Okay, so before, after, before, after, before, after, before, after. Let's look at the face. Before, after, after. Before, after, before, after. So you can even change the blend mode to multiply if you feel it's not burning enough. Instead of just dragging down the curves, you can just change the blend mode to multiply. So notice that the burning becomes a bit stronger. Then you can now reduce the flow to your taste. This is something I do all the time. So instead of going around or trying to drag down your curves to make it darker, just do that to give you a more dramatic effect, stronger dramatic effect. Same thing with our dodging. So this is our dodge. So if you feel it's not strong enough, you can as well change to screen. And change to screen gives you a more specular highlights. Provide the image like this before, after, or after. So you can now decide to drag things down a little more. Like that. Okay, so how before or after? I think I need a little bond within this area. Stand out. Okay, so before, after. That, so we're of course going to drop down the dodge to suit it. Right. Okay, so let's turn on our frequency separation and see what we've done so far. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that image. That image. Okay, so let's match the two together. I'm deleting my visual aid. Let's see if we can group this two. We'll still ungroup it. Just want us to look at it together. So we have that, wow, that. amazing it though. Look at that. Nice. So this ungroup. All right. So the next thing I want to take care of is the eyes. So I want to give it a more clean white eye. And to do that, it's a very simple stuff. We'll go to our magic eyes over here. Go to our magic eyes over here. Okay, so having loaded our magic eye, just go to the clean eyes. Make sure your brush take up the flow to 100, so you don't have to paint so much. Then zoom in. Just make sure you avoid the white parts. Make sure you avoid the black parts rather. Just paint over the white area. Just paint over the white area like this. Just slightly paint over it like this. Do the same thing over here. Okay, from zoom up. Of course, we need to bring it down too much. Okay, so this is good. We missed an area while we were doing our dodging and burning, so we're going to load up the dodge and burning. Maybe just the dodge. Take up your brush. I'll show you. Get down, maybe like 4. So the eyeliner here, need to highlight it, like it's shiny a little more. It's very important. Same thing over here. One is already shining, but I can just add a little more. So back. So the way just brought it out, just that subtle effect that we added, brought the whole thing out. Yeah. Or about racking. Or you might call them. Okay, the evening break. I feel I still blend it together, sure. That's but okay, now it was smooth. Oh, still from back down. Okay, so this is the eyeliner. Just a little change here and there. Then I just noticed a little mistake we did over here. Didn't properly blend it, so we'll load our frequency separation again. Like I said before, it's always good whenever you're touching your image, do not do it straight up. We'll go this somewhere around 4, so I can get a little texture out, be able to properly blend that area. So like I said, when you are retouching, do not do it once. If you want to get a high-end result, do not do it once. You need to go and come back to be able to look at it with a different eye, and you're able to see some mistakes that you made before that you don't. So this area, try blending. Yes. I'll run it here separately. at it. Just a little more here. All right, so we'll have that blended for after. So pick up your clone stamp. Just fix the textures a little if you feel they are too much and do not want. I think I'll put what I'm having there. That's okay. So we are good. Yeah, just a little one here. So having been done with that, let's move straight to the background, see what we can get there. So to start working on the background, we're going to create a stamp visible layer, Ctrl Shift Alternate E. Create a stamp visible layer. Then the next thing we'll do is to separate the image from the background. You can use any selection tool to do that. I'll just use my quick selection tool. I'll go to select object and wait for it to process. All right, so I have my image cut out. I do not want the ones in the reflection, so I'm going to make sure I lose them. I just want the original image, not the reflections. I'm going to lose reflections like that. So make sure you take your time and do your selections well. So let me just use my lasso tool now. Walk around that. Press Ctrl Shift I to invert the selection, so it can be easy for you to modify like this. So I'm using my alternate to minus and my shift add. Yeah. Okay, so I want to add, I'm going to use my shifts. Like this. Okay, well, nice. I think we need to minus a little. Okay, so here we can use our quick selection to adjust push selections in. Like that. Beautiful. Okay, I think we are good. No, lost that edge. What happened here? Just make sure you have a nice selection. I think that will work. That'll work perfectly well. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, so come to the neck. Make sure we have a nice selection as well. Okay. This will do. It had nails back. Yeah, very important. So take your time, go around your image, make sure your selection is good enough, is good to go. Make sure you have a nice selection, because from here, whatever we do might affect a whole lot. So if your image gets affected, you might not entirely want that. Okay, so yeah. Okay, and use that. And let's check the arm. Yeah, we need to do a whole lot of adjustments. Push this. So it's very important to take your time and do this cutout. Of course, you can use your pen tool to do this selection. can actually convert this to a part, then use your pen tool to make adjustments. I would advise you do it that way if you are doing a composite, so that you have an entirely beautiful cutout that wouldn't have halos or some glitches when you start working with them. Good. Coming back to our lasso tool, that makes our quick selection tool rather. Does make the whole thing easier. So after doing that, I'm going to start adjusting it. Just like that, bring the fingers back. Okay, so at this point we are good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to separate this image from the fiber. And to do that, it's a very simple process. Very simple. To do that, I'm going to make sure I duplicate this one, then right click on the image and press layer via cut. So the reason I'm cutting is so that I'll have an entirely two different layers to work with. Now that I've cut it, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to match this edge over here. And to do that, I will just use my lasso tool, fade here in like that. Very important to do that. Very important to do that. Of course, there are other ways you can take care of this. You can actually just select it and use your content aware. You should be able to do the job. Should be able to do the job. But I want to do this one manually like this. You can even use your clone stamp as well to fade the edge. Anyone that works for you, go for it. Okay. So this is the reason we separated it, so that whatever we do wouldn't affect our image. So having done this, that's what we're going to do is I will have to blur the background. To do that, hold your control, reload the selection. Reload the selection, go to filter, blur gallery, tilt blur this time around. Drag it down. So from here, from this point in the middle to this point up here, you get, so let me increase the blur so that you can understand the effect I'm talking about. So from here to here, you get 0% effect. From here to here, get like from 50% up. Then from here to here is as much as you can load. This is where you can get your 100% effect. So with that understanding, it means that when you are using tilt blur, you blur in such a way that it will look realistic. You ask yourself, if this was to be a lens, how would it blur that area for me? So you know that the blurring is going to happen in gradation. It's not going to be an entirely the same blur at all of them. So just increase the blurriness until the two edges match. Very important, yeah, like that. So until the two edges blend in, just like that. Look at the way they are blending in, I guess, when it was like this. So until the two edges blend in like this entirely, and decide to now stop right there. So I think the edges are blending in perfectly now. So press OK. Let's wait for it. This is a CPU intensive work. So depending on the capacity of your own system, take a little time to load up. So have a very nice raw effect. Let's look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so one more thing I want to look at that effect. One more thing I want to do is that I want to make sure that the whole background is having the same color. And to do that, I'm going to load solid in between those two, like this, solid color. Yeah, hold on, press OK. Shouldn't affect my image. Shouldn't. Okay, so have our, make sure your image is at most part of the whole stuff. That was quite confusing. So I'm going to deselect the solid color because I want to pick the color here. Then I'm going to go right into it and take my picker tool and just pick a color. Yeah, right there. Then darken it down a little. Press OK. Then load the color up. Now I want the color to just be okay. So I think this will work here for now. So I want the color to just be on the plain background. I do not want it on the floor. So I'm just going to take my brush and use my mask to mask it out from the floor. Just like this. Just like this. Beautiful. So we'll have it separated. That shouldn't be on the floor. So let's look at the before, after. So I think I'm losing a little bit of specular light here, but that's quite distracting, so we'll lose it entirely. Nice, beautiful. Okay, so you might want to equally look at other blending options and see the one that brings both of them together so well. That may work for you. So let's just move around as we'll get entirely different. Okay, so we used color dodge. Where was it? Okay, we use this one. Of course, we need to drop down the opacity a little. Still not entirely fitting in. To what we want to get. Let's look at what we had here. Okay. Oh, no. Let's go back in. Let's just make a little tweaking here and there. See if we can get to where we want it. Okay, so I think I'm getting closer in the color right here. Saturate a little. Add a little, darken it down. Okay, so we'll have a nice color here. I think I love the color, except for this edge over here. So I'm going to paint right there. Let's remove it a little. Nice, beautiful. So I think I'm having a very nice color blending now. So one more thing I want to do to the overall background is that I want to add a solid color to it. So to do that, I'm going to create a solid color adjustment layer. Color lookup, not solid color, sorry. Color lookup. And the one I want to use is my Foggy Tonight. Beautiful, my Foggy Tonight. Still remember that we'll have our solid color applicable to this Foggy Tonight. Then we'll drop it down a little. Yeah, beautiful. I'll probably try a hard light. Let's see what a hard light is going to do for us. How does that affect it? Take it off. Beautiful. Beautiful. I think I love what I'm seeing. I love what I'm seeing right here. So this is the whole stuff without the solid color. So you see the way it's looking flat. So we needed to bring back that dimension behind it. That was why we had to add a solid color so that we can get this dimension back. Maybe we'll drop down the opacity of the solid color just a little. This is before, this is after. So see the beauty of just applying one or two colors in what you do and your image is already standing out. Okay, so let's still want to look at now is to work on her color. So I want to get a pop skin, maybe something vibrant. So to do that is a very simple trick. And use your hue and saturation just to target her skin tone and take it up and you're good to go. You can only use solid color to do that. You can just select her skin, take it up. You are good to go. Maybe brighten it up a little, take it up a little. But I think this is too much. So see, let's do this. We'll use a solid color so I can show you how you can quickly select your skin tones using solid color. And it's going to probably preserve the dimensions and the tones in it. There are many ways you can do this. You can use your solid color. You can use your gradient map. So we'll be using gradient map so that we'll keep our dimensions intact. So to do that, we'll just go straight to our gradient map. Go to your gradient. Don't bother about stuff. Okay, listen. To select this, I want to show you a trick how you can generate your own gradient map from the already existing skin tone. So just go into the color picker So here, pick the brightest part of the skin tone. Very important. So I'm going to just pick somewhere around here. Copy your, do not copy, just copy your brightness, not the hex code. Copy your brightness and paste it in the location. Do the same thing for here. So here should be the darkest part of the tone. Maybe somewhere around here. Copy your brightness like that. Control C. Paste it in the location and create one more. So this one is going to serve as the mid-tone. So I'm just going to create one more in the middle and do the same thing maybe somewhere around here. Copy your brightness 71. You can actually type in if you wish. Control V, then press OK. Now we have our gradient map generated. Look at the way it's looking, but it's all over the image. So to separate that, just go to your mask, go to select, go to color range. Quickly, it's going to do the job for you, especially when you do not have a lot of orange going around your image. It's going to do a nice job. It's already looking beautiful. So I increase the fuzziness a little to feather out the edges of the transition so it doesn't look rough. Then I press OK. You can change the blend mode to color. You can change it to soft light. So two trick, if you are trying to match the whole skin tone, to give the same uniform skin tone, you might want to use color. Or if you are looking at a vibrant tone, you should use soft light. That gives you a more vibrant tone. If you are going for a vibrant tone, or if you want to make the whole skin tone match and have a flawless transition, I want to consider color. So the only difference is that I'm using soft light. You can only use color, then apply it again with a soft light, and it's going to give you a different vibe. Let's look at what that is going to give. Hit Ctrl J, then convert to soft light. See the way it's already taking the voting to a whole new level, but I don't want that. So I'm just going to stay back on my soft light, the first one, then drop down the hue. Just take it down. So this is before, this is after. Just a little pop in skin. And to get things going a little more, you can add a little curve adjustment layer, link it, or just clip it directly to the gradient map and increase the shadows just from here. Drag it up a little from there so that the shadows open up a little. So this is what it's after. Let's go close so you can see the effect on the skin tone. Stick it up a little like this. Okay. That was not working there. Maybe we'll clip it to the original image directly without the skin tone messing the whole thing up. So I will just unclick. Let's directly brighten things up and paint in like that. Just a little. Yeah. So bring it down a little. Press Ctrl I. Or rather, you can just copy the same mask like this. Copy the mask to the skin tone. Nice. So you just have your skin tone. So one more thing you can do to make this become a luminous mask is that you can go to your image, go to apply image, just press OK. The way the settings are, press OK. It automatically converts it to a luminosity mask. What is a luminosity mask? It makes sure that the transitions are so smooth that you wouldn't even know you applied anything on it. So having done that, you can as well try to now increase the brightness a little and it will still be giving a very nice effect. Look at the before. Look at after, look at after. Just specular lights here and there. Look at the before, look at the after, and we are good to go. If you will, you can brighten up the arm, but I think I love it the way it is. It gives me dimensions and I love it. So one more thing I want us to do, I'll take this whole job to a whole new level. When you zoom in on your image, you're going to notice that the skin is still looking a little bit raw, a little bit too textured. If this is the look you are going for, beautiful, stick to it. But just to make things a little bit funky, this is what you can do. And just go to your remove hair and remove body and facial hair. So I'll just use this on the face, probably on the shoulder. I wouldn't go down to the whole body so that I'll just make the face look a little bit more neat and clean. And we're good to go. So this one, which is your high pass, I believe you are familiar with this particular function, use texture. So I'm trying to remove texture. So by removing texture, I'll make sure I do not add a lot of high pass. So I'll just go towards 0.8 or 7. Let's do 0.8 we do. Press OK. So it will run again and open up your Gaussian blur. So Gaussian blur takes care of how smooth you want things to be. So I'll just do 8 as well. 8 should be able to smoothen it out perfectly. Nice. Press OK. And it will take you to your dust and scratches. So this is where this one makes sure that your skin texture is retained, that you do not lose the whole thing and you start looking waxed. So leave the settings the same way it is and press OK. And we are good to go. Good to go. Take up your brush. You might want to reduce the flow so you have manual controls. Switch it to a white brush and paint just over your skin like this. Right. So see the way it's taking care of those rough skin tones, those rough skin textures rather. Yes. I know this is way too much. We're going to bring it down. But this is going to take your work to a whole new level. Those clients that always complain, why are the pictures too textures and not smooth? This is the solution to it. So when you are done with your high-end retouching, just apply a little bit of this on it, and it's going to take care of the skin texture for you and make it look so smooth and beautiful, like that. Beautiful. Make sure you do not paint away your dimensions so your image doesn't start looking bad. Just like that. Go around your image. So make sure you equally paint your nose because that area was looking quite bad. So now when you are painting the nose area, be very careful because of the dodging and burning you did there, so you don't lose those shadows and highlights you were able to reintroduce. Of course, we'll drop the whole opacity down, but make sure you are careful so that it doesn't start looking bad at the end of the day. Nice. Okay, so let's zoom out and see the overall effect of what we just did. Yes. Okay, so go back. Look at the way it's looking very smooth, but this is too much. So I'm going to keep it somewhere around 49. 49 would do. Yeah. Okay, maybe somewhere around 60. Let's keep it at 60 so that you'll be able to see the effects. Okay, 60 is good. I like 60. It's keeping my skin textures intact. 60. It's keeping my skin textures intact and still making sure I have a smooth image. Making sure I have a smooth image. So you can do this on the whole body if you wish, but I do not want to do it on the whole body. Just want to do it on some areas that look too edgy, too rough. Yeah, like that. Beautiful. And we are good to go. We are good to go. Look at the image. Look at the image. Look at the image. Okay, so let's take things a little bit higher. Press Ctrl Shift Automatic or Ctrl Shift Alternate E to create a stamp visible layer. Go to your filter. Okay, so like I said, we are taking it to a whole new level. Go to your camera raw. So this is entirely subjective. You do not even need to do anything I'm just trying to become creative from here onwards. We are done with the retouching process. I just want to be creative from here on. So I might be touching some things that you may not really understand, but chill, it will come out very nice. So I just want to pop up our colors in it. So I'm going to go to my calibration, go to blue primaries, and just bump up our color just a little like that. Then go to my color mixer, go to my luminance, take the skin tone up a little so that it's be shining and all of that. So I want to have that glow in the image. That is the essence of what I did. See, one thing you can do, you can actually go to effect and put a vignette, or you can even create a smooth effect for her, just her in the center bright, then every other part of the image that. Let's try that. So I'm done with my camera roll. Quickly, I told you I wouldn't be wasting much time. You can actually go to your color mixer and pump up your reds a little so that her lips will pop up just a little. Yeah, like that. Maybe drop down the oranges slightly like that. So I put press OK. One more thing I want to do, I want to add a cooling filter to it so that it will serve as my global color grading. It will serve as my global color grading. So it comes up like this, then you drop the fill like that. So it gives you that beautiful floral blue lights around it. So those highlights are going to pick up the blue lights and it's going to make it looks so nice. So this is before, this is after. This is before, this is after. Of course, we're keeping the two looks depending on what you want. There are people that will want to go for this look. There are people that will only want to go for this look. But this is totally subjective. So I was saying something about creating a smooth effect quickly. You can just drag things down like this. Drag things down. Pick up your brush. Not a hard process. Make sure it's a hard brush like this. Select just the lady. Make sure that your flow is 100%. Select just the lady and do it like this. Boom. So it gives you a very hard-edged effect, looking like the light was pointed towards her. This is totally subjective. You can drop it like this. You can drop down the opacity like this to just drag attention to the center, but it's not going to look professional if you do that. So to take care of the reds outside here, you can actually create a hue and saturation layer, clip it and reduce the saturation so that the leg will go back to what it was. So something like this, create a clipping mask like this, then reduce the saturation like this. So it makes sure that the leg is not too saturated. Yeah, the leg is not too saturated, but this is totally subjective. I do not even want to use it for this image. What I would want to do for this image is I want to create a gradient map over here that will just pinch in a little light. There's the needle. Deleted it. I'll just pinch in a little light that will look like a radial light from here. Just like I said, this is me being totally creative. I've gotten what I was looking for. We're done with the skin retouching, but this is me being totally creative. So you can just pick up something like this, be it blue lights. Let's see. Yeah, press OK. Do the same thing over here. Since we're already having blue lights, in the skin, in reflection. So I think it would be so nice if we equally have it coming in from here, so it can be related as the source of the light in the skin. I hope you grab that. So you can decide to bring it in, you can decide to scale it up so that the spread will go a bit higher. Press OK, reduce the opacity if you wish to, just like that. So to give you a new lightning effect, or you can just play with the blend mode and see if any blend modes make the whole thing. This is beautiful. I love the effect of this lighting. Remember, we will come back to that. This is nice too. A linear dot. You can decide to spread this all over your image. So it's totally short. This beautiful. Let's go to linear dot. So we are using linear dots over here. One more thing I want to do, I want to create texture for the hair and the lips. So to do that, create stamp visible layer. Pick one stamp visible layer. Go to your filter. Go to your order. Go to high pass. So this is not for skin texture. Maybe somewhere around 5, so that will have a very strong texture. Change the blend mode to overlay and create mask for it, because it's going to make the whole thing look messy. So create a mask for it and just painting into the hair. Just painting into the hair like this. So it brings in a lot of detail to your whole work, even if you are not painting it in all the skin, just because the edges are carrying that level of texture, is going to bring in a whole lot of detail to your image. So maybe you run the same thing for the eye, just for the eye, maybe for the eyebrow as well, like that. The lips, obviously. Maybe the edge of the nose, like that. So be the dress, the flowers on the dress. Make sure you avoid the skin. So the same thing for the flowers on the dress right here. Just for the sake of detail. Nice. Press OK, and we're good to go. So this is the image. This is before the texture, after. So it gives it a pop up. And we're good to go. So looking at it again, I think my filter is too high. So I'm going to drop it down a little. And we're good to go. This is nice. This is nice. This is nice. So look at the whole work. Before, after. Before, after. Thank you for watching this amazing tutorial. I hope you've grabbed a whole lot of information. You can come to our comment section, rather you can come to our DM, please. and ask your questions. If you have any question concerning anything that we did that you did not understand perfectly, see you on our next video. Watch out for more amazing tutorials that will be coming. See you.